I know that you're probably wondering, Michelle, why are you getting rid of all of your food? Well, continuing on from last week's video, which I'll link here in the top corner, we came home from an 8-day vacation to find that the breaker box popped and our refrigerator was out for several days. When we opened up the refrigerator, everything smelled horrible. As much as it kills me to throw away everything, that's where we're starting. I'll also be cleaning up the whole house and getting things back to normal. I also just finished a great book on self-discipline and have tips to share with you guys if you struggle with getting things done. But right as I'm going through this disgusting refrigerator, I wanted to share that I partnered with Geology to bring to you today's sponsored video. Geology, spelled Geologie, is a 22-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company. They create simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you. Their products are built around just a handful of powerful, proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades. While most people I know growing up struggled with acne, I was the complete opposite and still am. I struggle with such dry and flaky skin. You can see it right here on my makeup. I can just rub my finger and flakes will fall off. So on their site, I was able to take a quiz and they customized a skincare regimen just for me. I ended up getting regimen number 32, which focuses on aging, dryness, and redness. The products in this regimen come with morning routine and a nightly routine. This is my first time using Geology, but one of the things I noticed and loved about them is that they provide you with the sheet of all of the ingredients in every single product and the benefits of those ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to do in my morning routine is pour a little bit of the everyday face wash and wash my face with it. This has 2% salicylic acid, and I am probably not going to pronounce these words correctly, but the benefit of it is that it helps exfoliate and clarify your pores, reduces oil, and extradites acne from the inside out. I received 2 containers of that, one that I can keep on my countertop and one that I can keep in the shower. Once I've washed and dried my face, the next thing that I'm going to do is use the vitamin C and E ferulic serum, which is the brightening formula, and this is probably my favorite product out of all of them. After just a couple of days of using the serum, I already noticed that my skin tone started brightening up. The last thing I'm going to use for the morning is the Tone Control Morning Cream. It contains the active ingredients to help reduce redness, brighten skin, and moisturize your skin. Later that night, I'm going to follow my nighttime skincare routine. I'll start off by using the same everyday face wash to wash off any makeup I put on. Next, I'm going to use the eye cream to help with dark circles. Sometimes I think that it's just mascara that's drooped down and I keep trying to wipe it off. I'm like, oh no, those are just dark circles around my eyes. But I'll finish it off with a night cream that helps stimulate new cell growth. Right now, for a limited time, they are hooking you up with an absolutely insane offer. Use my code Michelle70 or scan the QR code on the screen and they will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. On top of that, you'll save big on the add-on products of your choice when you add it to your trial. This is one of the best offers you'll see. Make sure you get it before it's gone. So starting where we left off, we just got back from our vacation and all of this food is 5 days old and it stinks so bad. So I'm going to empty out everything in the refrigerator and unfortunately I have to throw it all away. Luckily, we didn't have a whole lot in the refrigerator because we didn't stock up on food before we left, but all of the condiments, do get pricey adding up, and I had just gone to the grocery store and filled up our freezer. Now, based on the cost of eggs these days, I was pretty bummed. I had a full dozen eggs that have to go in the trash. But luckily, we have an outdoor freezer that has all of our meats, and so all of the meats are still good. So my question for you is, has this ever happened to you? And what is the grossest thing that was in your refrigerator after it went out and went bad for several days? Leave me your comment down below.
Stumbling out of bed and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am. It's like I'm wasted. And I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever. And I won't waste it. Now, 'cause I don't want to slow this down.
Now, on the bright side, I have a clean slate to start with. It's not very often that I have absolutely everything cleared out and I don't have to go through expiration dates or anything like that. But, on the downside, I do have to go and rebuy everything.
And I promise that I will stand by you forever.
In the last couple of months, I've been working on organizing my whole kitchen, which I finally have completed. And this is the second time I have done like a full organization and declutter since I've been in this house. And sadly, I've been in the house 8 years. So you can just get an idea of how long it took me to find purpose in organizing. I didn't always see a benefit in organizing because my biggest fear was that I wouldn't be able to maintain the organization. Let's be honest, it does take time to take the things out of the containers or put them into the right spot or consciously think about where you're going to put it so that it stays aesthetically pretty, instead of just saving time and throwing it where you see the first empty spot. Now, a lot of things changed for me during the pandemic, including the first time in my life where I was furloughed for a little bit. I was in fear that I was going to lose my job, and I had more time at home than ever before. Probably a similar case to most of us spending a lot of time at home. But what started happening was I was getting into my head a lot, and I was slowly falling into a depression because we are very social people. So kind of being cut off from the world and all the activities and being able to be outside around people just took a toll on me mentally. There's a couple of things I did to get out of that. One was I decided to go on a new business venture, thus starting a YouTube channel. And two, I decided to plan it around how I could recreate my home. As many people may have done that. Now, you may be saying, I'm already an organized person and I always have had it that way. And that's great. And for me, I didn't. So when I finally decided to get out of my head and stopped rejecting and fighting what I knew was best, I started looking at ideas and figuring out a way that I could be more organized. I decided to start in my biggest pain point and my most used space, which was the pantry. Once I finished the pantry, it almost wasn't even like it was the end result. It was like the journey of how did I let it get this bad and how did I feel like it was okay to have it this bad. Time was always my excuse and time was never on my side. And I recently came across Rory Vaden's TED Talks about how to multiply your time. And even if you're an already organized person, then think of it in a context of something that you want to do, but you just keep letting the I have no time excuse come and play. So how we choose to spend our time is as much logical as it is emotional. So we all have 24 hours in our day. And how do you multiply your time? Well, he says you can do it efficiently, meaning you can just do your to-do list a lot faster to give you some more time. You can focus on prioritizing your tasks, which I like to do, which means you focus on importance and urgency, or you can take it a step further, thinking about significance, which could be urgency, how soon does this matter? Importance, how much does this task matter? Or significance, how long does it matter? So what Rory Vaden says in his TED Talk is that you multiply your time by giving yourself the emotional permission to spend time on things today that will give you more time tomorrow. When I heard this, organization was the first and most important thing that popped into my head, right? If I can just spend time on getting things organized, then it will be such a significant difference in my future. Every day, it'll be saving me a little bit more time and even a little bit more money if I have to rebuy things that I didn't know that I had. Now, I even kind of knew this, but the way that he said it, you multiply your time by giving yourself emotional permission to spend time on things today that will give you more time tomorrow. When I heard it in that phrase, everything clicked. So if today you're just checking your to-do list or looking at your priorities, don't forget to focus on your significance list. What is the most significant thing you can do today that will save you time in the future? So someone asked me once, what do I spray on my fruits and vegetables? It's a fruit and spray veggie wash. I think the brand I'm using is called Fit. I just found it at the grocery store, and I have had some bad luck with cleaning fruits and vegetables. I showed you guys on my Instagram one time that I was cleaning some blackberries and a disgusting spider popped out of the container. When I was cleaning some of the sweet peppers, they had worms in them and disgusting. So after one trip to the grocery store, I'm like, this has got to fill up my refrigerator and freezer. And I feel like I've barely made a dent. So it's just going to be a slow and steady process. We'll buy things as we need them. So although it's good to be home and have food in our refrigerator, let's work on the rest of the house.
Give me something new. I want it back through and through. Just do it. I'll let you rule. I know you like to break the rules. And my cry is being too good for you. I'm too good.
guy is now 10 months old, and what's so funny when comparing him to Sailor, my first, is that with Sailor, I wanted her to do everything really fast. Like I wanted her to start solid food really fast and walk and crawl. And with him, since I know he's my last, I'm like, don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. So unfortunately, or it's not unfortunate, but when we went on our trip, I had bought all the little pouches so that if we were in the car or we were out, I could just quickly feed him and not have to sit down and make him a meal. But he probably lasted like 1 month in that stage and was like, I am ready for real food. I don't want that junk. So I have to make him, he's still on bottles, but I feel like I have to make him a full-blown meal for every meal, which is so cute. It just like breaks your heart to know that they're just growing up so fast. For Mother's Day, I got these cute little succulent plants. So the girls at their school, they painted a pot, and then at the end of the day, we got to go in and they got to plant a little flower for me. So I had 3 of them for each of the kids, and they're so cute. So I'm going to put them outside and watch them grow.
I met before, it's the same as always, waiting at the airport with your coat and gloves, same time every winter, smiling like you knew me. And now all my emotions are searching for you in places we've never been. Now I'm starting to realize the chance I've been.
I'm using the pink stuff paste on the stove, and basically what I do is I'll grab a little cloth, I'll wet it a little bit, and then I will grab a glob of the pink stuff and then start scrubbing away. It does a pretty good job on our stove and the stainless steel, and it's often what I used when cleaning the stove. Now, I mentioned a lot of things happened during the pandemic for me, one in which I started a YouTube channel. At the time, Sailor was 2, Savannah was about 8 months, and I was terrified I was about to lose my job and the career that I'd worked for. I didn't know if it was going to be easy for me to find another corporate job, considering so many other people were also in the same position. But I knew that I needed something to where I could spend time with my kids. I didn't know at the time if it was going to work out. And in fact, I was terrified of what people would think of me starting off. But over the last almost 3 years, I have dedicated week by week by week, learning and growing, sharing and finding my purpose. And to be honest, it has changed my life. Not only has it helped physically with the way that I'm able to reorganize my home and manage it better, but it's helped me emotionally grow as a person, and not only that, financially for a family. I always think about how can I do more in these videos and how can I help more with these videos. And I think back ultimately to what has been the biggest positive change in my life, and it all comes back to this. Starting here on YouTube has been the biggest life change. And I want to be able to help other people like you grow just like I did on YouTube, and not only make more money through it, have the time to be able to spend with your kids, change and develop yourself emotionally, and succeed in doing it. This is what I have been spending so much of my time working on the last several months. And if it's something that you've always been interested in, then download my completely free YouTube Power Kit, which is a complete guide to starting a YouTube channel and changing your life.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky, I found my way.
I already know what question you're asking. You're asking, Michelle, what is on your hip and what is right sitting on? Well, I got this ad on Instagram and it was for this thing called the Tush Baby. And when we went on our trip, if you've ever been to Disney World, you can't bring strollers in, so you have to wait in line, and you have to hold him. And gosh, he's getting so heavy. So I saw this, and it was like a genius idea. So you strap it on your waist, and then they just sit there. So it like helps hold the weight, but you still have to hold them. And I'm not crazy about wearing babies, all the wearing stuff, because it gets so hot. So what I'm wearing, it's called a Tush Baby. And as funny and goofy as it looks, some of my friends made fun of me for it. They're like, you really bought that? I'm like, heck yeah, I bought this. Do you know how heavy he is? So I don't know. It's pretty, I like it because I can clean with him.
I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. 'Cause I found my way.
So for the vacuum, I use the Tenco Pure One S11 Tango. And for this is their wet vac. I'm using the Floor One S5 wet vac. You put in some water in some solution and it vacuums and mops the floor at the same time. Now, this model is a little more pricier. It does have a little bit more features than, let's say, the original one. They did sponsor this one for me a while back, and I did buy the first series of it myself. I did give I think it was the S3 model. I did give that one away to a friend, but if you are very hesitant on the price, I think that they both do a really good job. Like I said, this one has a little bit more features. It has like the automatic suction, but overall, if you're looking for just a basic wet vac, I don't think that you have to splurge. Now on the vacuums, I do like the more powerful vacuum and the more powerful suction, but on wet vacs, I'm okay with the less expensive model too.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up our love friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance.
So earlier I was talking about Rory Vaden's TED Talk, and then I got into this rabbit hole of all of his information. I ended up buying his book on Audible called Take the Stairs. It's a book centered around self-discipline and getting yourself up and doing things, which on here, this is what I love to talk about, getting up and getting motivated to get things done. So we naturally tend to compare ourselves to other people. And a lot of times we think, how did they do it? Did they just get lucky, or did they just, do whatever? And here's my after picture, because I'm trying to show you that I spent all this time cleaning and it's not going to be clean, right? So as in comparing ourselves to other, the one key message I got out of his book was, he said this: successful people do the things other people don't feel like doing. And it just hit home, right? If we're always stay where we're comfortable, we are never going to grow. So what are you going to choose to be successful at today? Leave me a comment down below, and you better do it, because right now we are picking up dog poop in the dining room. And I definitely don't feel like doing that, so Chris is going to do it. And I'm just kidding, but I'm really not. So Chris likes to get hot water and mix it with a little bit of Dawn soap, and then pour it onto the stain, and then use the wet vac to vacuum it all up. Our dog is 13 years old, so that's just what happens when you get old, right? I can't really blame her, because she's having a lot of accidents, and I'm a little bit in denial right now that she's getting older, but this is where we're at with that. So one thing I want to ask you guys really quick is, if you like this video, do you mind giving it a thumbs up? Only because I want to see what type of content that you like, so I can gear my content more towards what you guys are liking. All right, so we actually cleaned up, not me, Chris cleaned up the accident a couple of days ago, but I knew that what was on my agenda for today was to vacuum up this rug. So I do all of my work in the dining room because I like that it's open and it's by the window. And then I have a whole pile over there that is decluttering pile, and I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of it. I've posted stuff on Facebook, and I've been ghosted twice by people who are interested in buying it. And now I'm at the point where I'm gonna probably just take it somewhere and donate it. But back to where I'm going with this, I need to move the table out of the way, and then I'm going to, by myself, I should have asked Chris to help me, but he had already left that morning. He had to work that Saturday, and he already left, so now I'm going to do it by myself. And I actually get stuck at this point, and I think to myself, okay, well, there's stains over here. It's fine. I'm not going to move the table all the way out of the way. I'm just going to shampoo it like this. This is the Bissell Pet Pro. I feel like all these shampoo names have these long names and these models, and I can't remember them all. So I'll just link it. But it's the Bissell shampooer one, the pet one. And Chris bought this a long time ago at Walmart. We've been using this one for a long time. And then I was also gifted the Tenco shampooer. I use both of them. The Tenco one has a drying feature that is really cool. This Bissell one, it does better. If you saw my living room video, it does better on like the small pile carpet or rugs. So this one I just pulled out because I already had it out and I already had solution in it, and we're just going to go with this one today. So a lot of people would say that this is so disgusting, but I feel like once you have kids, nothing is disgusting anymore. And I know all you moms just know exactly what I mean. So I'm going to end the video putting this room back together. If you got anything out of this video, if it helped you in any way, then I would love for you to click that subscribe button. If you need to get to know me a little bit better before you commit to subscribing to me, I totally get it. I have a lot of marathon videos where you get a bunch of videos all in one video. So check out one of those videos and then you can make your choice. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see more of this summer. I'm excited for lots of new upcoming content to come out. And most of all, thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next week, and I hope you have an awesome day.